So this is snake country. In this warehouse in Southern California, they work with some of the most cutting-edge boa morphs in the reptile world. So in this video, I'm gonna give you guys an exclusive rack-by-rack tour of some of the most incredible boa combos in our industry today, right here at Snake Country. I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my reptile adventures. So we're here hanging out at Snake Country. We've got Nick over here, we've got Briggs, we've got Greg. So let's just go through and see some of the coolest boas you guys have.
Okay, all right. I think I know one to start with, which would be right here. So this is a VPI IMG Sunglow Jungle Blood. So it's a 5-gene banger, 3 doms and 2 recessives. Very difficult to make. This was one of the first in the world. But you can see when you have VPI and Sunglow, when you add the IMG, it really only fills in on the sides here.
That is a gorgeous boa. I mean, just look at that.
So this is a blood IMG. When this thing was a baby, it was all red with, you know, some freckling, some black freckling. And it's not a visual VPI, it's het VPI. So the IMG always wins in the end. I mean, look at that. It basically took over. You wouldn't even know it's blood except for those eyes.
Right. So for people that are just getting into boas now and they want to start working with boas, talk a little bit about that blood gene and what it does.
Well, the blood gene, it's recessive. It's usually down in the Central American boas, so they tend to be a little bit smaller. But you can get into it cheap, or you can get into it right away by buying. It's more expensive because they're harder to make.
Sure.
So you can go right in and acquire one, or you can buy hets and work your way into it that way. But we love them. Obviously, when you add other genes, pattern mutations and other color mutations, you can make some really crazy, wacky stuff. But it's one of our faves.
We got a black devil over here. Well, let's talk about this bad boy. What makes a black devil?
So that's a combination of 2 genes. It's the IMG, the increased melanin gene, and the Ralph Davis line of the black-eyed anery.
Of the black-eyed anery?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a black-eyed anery IMG.
Correct.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, this is an indigo in boa form.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. They don't get too big. You know, again, centrals, they stay relatively small.
Sure.
So people love them. And then we got ghost devils too, if you want to add hypo.
Let's see the ghost devils.
Let's see the ghost devil. All right.
So this is what you get when you add hypo to the black devil.
So when they're younger, they're obviously much lighter. But in the end, the IMG always wins. So it gets almost completely black, but you still will see some of the pattern colors.
Wow. So real quick, how long have you been in business? How long have you been working with boas?
I've been working with boas for probably 35 years. I mean, back when I was a kid, it's my favorite snake. Had some as soon as I moved out of my parents' house. My mom wouldn't let me have them. It's a very similar story.
I hear a lot. Yeah.
You can have lizards, but not snakes.
That's right.
So when I went to college, I got some boa constrictors, had them for a few years, and then life happened. Got married, had kids. About 10 years ago, I started to get back into it. I first got into emeralds, you know, with Steve Volk and Ed Marino with the basins.
Sure.
And then went back into the boa constrictors. So it's been about 8 years strong that we've been really breeding boa constrictors.
Wow. And when did you move into this warehouse?
About 7 years ago. Yeah, we were just in Unit A. We expanded about 3 years ago into Unit B as well, as our business has expanded.
So when you got into it, you hit the ground running.
We did.
Wow.
We did. We had racks in my house, in my kids' rooms, and my wife said, get them out. So,
yeah.
So we moved into this facility. We've been here ever since.
All right, so we're moving on from some of the darker morphs of boas to this guy. This is on fire. Look at that.
So this is what they call the Phoenix, the Nicaraguan T-positive blood.
Nicaraguan T-positive blood.
So
wow.
The babies, which we'll show you in a little bit, are solid red. So you don't even see any of that kind of the gold or yellows in between.
Zilla has everything you need for your reptile pets, from caging to lighting and everything in between. To see their entire catalog and find out where you can get Zilla products near you, visit zillarules.com. So I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to boas, I have 2 favorite morphs. One of them is a Scoria, and then the other one is the IMG. So we're gonna go on down this row here, and we are gonna look at my favorite morph, the Scorias. I just absolutely love this gene. What do we got over here?
So this one here is a fire Scoria.
Ooh.
It almost doesn't even look real.
That doesn't look real. Look at the pinks and the oranges, the peach color on that. Man. Yeah, there is a reason why I love Scorias. So for the fire gene, you know, a lot of ball python keepers are very familiar with the fire gene in ball pythons. What is the fire gene in boas?
So it's a dominant gene. So basically what it does is it lightens up, right? It enhances and enlightens whatever you have there. If you do 2 doses of fire, you get the super fire, which is an all white snake.
Right.
And then you get like a pink scoria in this example, you put fire in it and it just kind of gets that blend, that gradient on the side up to, you know, more of a whiter tint.
All right, so this is what a super fire does. It creates an all white snake. Some people think that an all white snake is albino. It is not. Albino is simply the absence of black pigment, whereas an all-white snake like this is sometimes called leucistic, but there are other ways to make an all-white snake, and that's by breeding a fire to a fire. You get an all-white snake like this.
So you take this and you add labby.
Holy crap.
This is a fire scoria labyrinth jungle. You got scoria in the front, and you got labyrinth in the back.
You got Sirius in the front, party in the back.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's see what happens when you put Sunglow Sharp into one of these scorias, and you get a snake that literally gets nuclear.
This is a sharp Sunglow scoria.
When did the scoria first come on the scene? It's not that old a gene.
It's not. Scoria came about when a guy had a pair of normals, and he put them together, and he had babies, and one of them came out patternless. So he noticed that was rare, so he held that one back, ran it back to the mom, ended up getting 5 to 6, I think it was, held that and ran that back and figured out that it was a dominant gene, not recessive, and that's how it was created. And scoria actually is the term for a lava rock in Hawaii, I think, where the name scoria came from. So that's that, but...
So he named a South
Because
American
the snake
snake
was
after
big.
a Hawaiian rock.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
The rock
there's got to be a story there that we don't know
somehow,
about, but...
But that's what I heard the backstory was.
Gotcha. All right. We're moving on.
Okay.
All right, look at this. We've got a sun dragon. This I can't wait to see. And the wait is over. Look at that. Holy crap.
The Phoenix was orange, but that's on another level.
That is, I mean, tangerine, orange, pumpkin, orange, tangerine. That is just amazing. You know, for people that fear snakes, how can you not look at this snake and have all that fear erased and replaced with wonder? I just don't think people really appreciate how beautiful snakes can be. But that is amazing.
Yeah, the husbandry work on these guys is pretty straightforward. I mean, frankly, you're feeding them, you know, as they get older, you can move the feeding back to every 10 to 15 days. But when they're younger, you know, you want to feed them once a week. You're changing their waters out, you know, once or every other day. But otherwise, snakes are so resilient. That's something I really respect about these guys.
We have a system down here. As far as waters go, every 8 to 10 days, we change waters in the whole facility. We're spot checking every other day in a certain area. We're changing bedding. It's constant, especially with a facility of this size.
Absolutely.
There is a lot of work to do. That's why we've got 4 guys here.
Yeah.
And we're doing it all the time. But you keep them healthy, fresh water. You know, you keep their tub sanitary. Watch the sheds. We track everything. Feeding. You know, all the metrics, everything is extremely important to keep these guys healthy.
We're spending about 10 to 11 hours down here
Every day.
Every day.
every day.
Every day of the week,
I'm down here
yeah.
7 days a week, twice a day, nonstop cleaning everything, making sure everybody is taken care of, everybody has fresh water, everybody has clean bedding. All these snakes are taken care of to a T to make sure that everyone's happy and the snakes are happy.
All right, so we're moving over to this rack. Oh, Josh, when did you get here?
Oh, I actually work here now.
Dude, I didn't even know you were here.
For the Scoria parrot that he's giving me for free because he loves me so much.
All right, so fine. What do you got there?
So this is an Annery Motley.
No. Josh, what do you got there?
Like I was saying, this is an Annery Motley. I'm going to go take a wild guess with VPI on it.
100% heavy.
Oh, 100%
Hey, you
VPI.
nailed it. Yeah.
How did I know? Is it because Greg's the VPI god of boas?
No, it's what they told you before I turned on the camera.
Hey, we're not telling anyone that. So now this is just a gorgeous boa. I'm just going through all their racks and figuring out where
Fresh off a shed.
where the rest of me is gonna go broke.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For real. I mean, for real.
And look at that pattern.
Yeah.
Look at the tail right there.
That's insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that side pattern.
That's insane.
You ever seen a Key West?
I've been to Key West, yeah.
You want to pull out the Key West, dude? Check this out. You think this one's cool?
This is a Key West Arabesque, 100% het call.
Oh,
And look
look at that. Those are just perfect choo-choo train tracks down
exactly.
the back.
That's Key West at its finest. And the arabesque, you can see where everything connects on the sides.
Yeah.
That's your arabesque going on.
And the freckling.
And all that freckling. Very nice snake.
Unbelievable. Explain to people that aren't familiar what the Key West is.
Key West is a dominant gene. It was Jeff Ronnie's line.
Mm-hmm.
He started it, and it's just grown from there. And then when you actually go Key West, which is just square tails, you go Key West to Key West, you get super keys, which are a full striped snake.
Or I must say like Motley and Jungle together, because those are 2 pattern mutations. You get those together, you start getting some crazy stuff.
So, fun fact about Jeff Ronnie, he is very jealous of my hair. Yeah.
Some
He's
people just
growing
don't got
it
it.
all
Some
right.
people
Yeah,
just
yeah,
don't
yeah.
got it. Some people
Yeah.
just don't got it.
Yeah.
There.
Love Jeff.
We're talking
He's a
about
good
Such
guy.
a great guy. All right, so what do we got over here?
And so that's a VPI arabesque.
The freckling on this, the pattern, the colors. I just don't understand how anybody can look at this snake and say that is not a gorgeous snake. So we talked a little bit about how my 2 favorite genes are Scoria and IMG. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Shopcat.
Pardon me. Excuse me. I almost.
That's security.
Yeah, you gotta always stop and pet the puppies and kittens.
his rounds.
The security.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Scoria mixed with IMG. You guys were the first to do it.
We were.
Yep.
We were. Yeah, so we actually got criticized a little bit at first. Some podcasts, some stuff online. Yeah, the snake country's putting IMG into Scoria. Why would they do that?
Right.
Why would you put black into the pink? And I'll show you why.
Yeah. You doing okay there, bud? Chewing on my toes there? And here we go. I mean, that is probably the most unique boa I've ever seen. So this is the first Scoria IMG in existence.
It is. He's about 4 years old now, but you know, the checkering, the freckling, the IMG.
The Scoria pattern just going on right here. That's
Yeah.
That's just insane.
Now, are you finding that the IMG, there is more iridescence, or is it just easier to see?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I don't either. That's why I asked the
No,
question.
it's, I mean, because you can see it in here with it's not 100% black, but you can see the iridescence.
Yeah, 100%. How much would this cost the average person?
We actually, when we first made this, we put it on the market for 10 grand.
10 grand. But you've taken this to another level, though.
We have.
So we've pulled out 3 tubs over here that have 3 Scoria IMGs with some other goodies attached to them.
Yeah, so these have hypo as well. And so with hypo, when you add IMG, it makes the Scoria turn a darker pink, almost red. And the IMG sticks to the head for the most part.
And the hypo really brings out some really amazing colors.
It sure does.
Okay, so that's a hypo IMG Scoria. And then we move on.
That's another one right there. So as you can see, that's a little more freckling down the side, but the head is really dark.
So they are extremely variable.
Reds just intensify because of the IMG.
Right.
His tail will just become a deep red. As it gets older, the IMG is going to intensify. It's become more deep and orange.
That's amazing. We also have another one with some other genes attached
Yeah,
to it.
this one is just to show you the difference, is just a hypo without the IMG.
So this is hypo without IMG.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very nice,
Very
not
pink.
as dark,
That's
just
Scoria.
a really nice pink.
Really
The
clean.
tail is gorgeous.
Yeah, very nice.
Scoria tails are what attracts me to Scoria.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, look at
It's-
that. All right, so let's leave Scoria for a little bit and start looking at some of your snow projects. So this is a snow glow, and snow glow is just essentially a hypo snow.
Correct. So the hypo cleans up, kind of gets rid of some of the blacks in there. Still see a little bit of the lavender in the tail, but it just cleans it up.
And then if we want to see a snow without hypo, we just go to the next door neighbor over here, and that is a snow without the glow. All right, guys, comment below. Do we like the snow better, or do we like the snow glow better? Comment below and let us know. Snow glow or snow? Which one do you like better? Comment below. So comment below. Do you like snow better, or do you like snow glow better? Comment below. Comment below, and I'm done.
You're doing a lot of editing when you get home, huh?
I was going to see how long you'd all let me do that. Now, this looks like something Dave Levinson would produce. I have no prior knowledge to that. Is this a David Levinson snake?
It is actually.
Wow, that
He
is
produced
insane
this.
what we talk about before I turn on the camera. But this is an amazing snake. And what do we have here?
This is an IMG snow glow. So you guys just looking at snows and snow glows, this is what happens when you add IMG into it.
And VPI.
You'll get your black on the head, and then look at these whites and he's just pure crystal. I mean, it's amazing animal.
Wow.
Very unique. You don't see animals like this ever. This is probably top 3 snakes we have here at the facility. And we were good enough to let Dave Levingston sold us it, and we take good care of it because it is a banger.
Now, Dave Levinson may tell you that he's better at fishing than me. He's right, but you know, don't tell him that.
I won't say
Yeah,
nothing.
okay, good. All right, so now that we've seen some really amazing adults in here, we've got a whole baby room to explore.
Oh yeah.
Let's get in there and see what we got. All right, so look at this boa. This is a gorgeous boa. Holy crap. I mean, this boa almost looks like a ball python. It's so amazing.
Yeah, you're right.
That is amazing. Now, does this boa lay eggs?
Oh no, it doesn't.
That is absolutely amazing. All right, this just turned into a ball python episode, so those of you that came to see boas, we're switching to ball pythons. Look at that. Okay, so hang on a second. Without me even seeing the label, we've got Pastel Inchy.
No, so this one is a high intensity super orange dream, yellow belly, fire clown.
I don't think that's anything different than what I just said. That's insane. All right, so as much as I want to see all your ball pythons, people actually clicked on this video for boas. We might as well not be clickbaity about it and actually show them boas.
Let's show them some stuff.
So this is a black devil with motley. So you know the IMG motleys are pure black.
Sure.
IMG motley black devils are basically born almost completely black. So they don't even kind of migrate over time and get darker and darker.
So no staring at the snake wondering what it is.
Right.
When it hatches, when it's born, it's born.
This right here is kind of the pinnacle. We looked at the IMG motleys, the black devils.
Yeah,
this is both.
Yeah, this is the shebang.
That is the shebang. So we saw an adult red dragon. This is a baby red dragon. So before I turn the camera on, you were telling me a story about this litter, and it was kind of bad news with this litter.
That was unfortunate. We ran a female blood het call albino to a motley call het blood, and we're expecting to get several of these guys.
Yeah.
But when we opened up the drawer, the female was laying on top of her whole litter, except for this guy, and smothered all of them. But this was the best out of all of them.
Wow.
So we got this gem. He hasn't shed yet, little guy, but he's gorgeous.
All right, so to wrap up this video, we are going to look at these 5 snakes that are here that are all different variations of a Scoria.
Yep, so IMG Scoria, and they're all 100% het for blood. So we want to get VPI into our Scoria games. So we made hets this year, and we also put IMG into it. This one's very nice. And then you look over at this one, and it almost looks anery.
It sure does.
There's like no pink in it whatsoever, even down to the tail. So this is a Scoria POS IMG 100% het for VPI.
And this one is semi-aquatic.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
This is a Hypo IMG Scoria het VPI.
It's amazing to think what's going to be like in 5 years, 10 years with these 2 genes.
Absolutely.
I mean, I would venture to say that these 2 genes are what is going to define boas. You know, a lot of people love the sharp strain, the call strain, getting that albino into all sorts of things to make really bright albino boas. But I don't know, when it comes to the Scoria, when it comes to the IMG, those are my favorites.
Exactly.
And what you are building here is absolutely incredible, and if you all out there have not heard of Snake Country yet, they need to be on your radar if you are into boas. This is an amazing collection. Thank you so much for, letting me con you into me coming out here to film this. This is awesome. Guys, real quick, I just want to thank each one of my Patreon supporters. It's with your help that I can further make educational videos about reptiles on this channel. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter for as little as $3 a month, you can get Rattle-On swag, early access to my videos, and so much more. That link is in the description below. Please consider becoming a Patreon supporter of this channel. I would really appreciate your help and support. So, anyway, guys, there's lots more reptile adventures coming up. So until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.